If you or a loved one suffers from cognitive decline, memory loss, dementia, or even early stage Alzheimer's disease, stay with us. Communications Director from the Integrated Health Center of the Rockies, Amanda Vargas, shares the amazing progress that's being achieved in the field of cognitive decline and Alzheimer's care.
Let's talk about this. First of all, when doctors talk about chronic diseases, it seems as if we fear none other than dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Why is that?
Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. The first one being that it's the only one of the nation's 10 most common causes of death in which there is no effective treatment until now. And secondly, not only is it fatal, but it robs its victims and their families of their lives long before they're actually gone. So it's a devastating experience for everyone involved.
And before we get to the next question, I want everyone to know about your free dinner event that you're going to be hosting. First of all, this is the free Cognitive Decline and Alzheimer's dinner event. It will be Tuesday, May 28th at 6 p.m. Now, the phone number is right there on your screen. You want to RSVP because seating is limited, 303-974-1087. All right, so what you've learned when dealing with these doctors that you have, what is a typical experience for someone who's really dealing with cognitive decline of any kind?
Well, it usually starts innocently enough. Maybe they're forgetting things here and there. They start losing things like their keys or their wallet. They'll walk into a room and forget why they went in there in the first place. Or maybe they just notice they're not quite as sharp as they once used to be. And something that we find is that these patients tend to brush the symptoms off, and they'll call them quote-unquote senior moments. But a little time goes on and these symptoms expand and other people begin to notice. So maybe they're having trouble putting names to faces like their children or their grandchildren or their close friends. Maybe they're relying very heavily on note-taking and calendars just to keep things straight. There's a myriad of things that could be indicative of a failing brain.
So a lot of times then they see this and the ones that don't blow it off go, okay, I'm going to go to the doctor. Okay, I'll go see my healthcare provider. What do these patients experience when they then go to their healthcare providers?
Well, it really depends on what those patients are experiencing when they go in and how vigilant their provider is. Up until recently, there really wasn't any definitive testing that would allow a clinician to make a concrete diagnosis. So it's not unusual for these patients to get the runaround. And in addition to that, if and when they're formally diagnosed with a serious condition like early stage Alzheimer's disease, it tends to be too late. So they're told to get their affairs in order, they need a power of attorney, and it's just a really dark time.
But tides have changed, and this is where the good news comes in, folks. Tell us about what your providers are seeing at IHCR. I can't wait.
So we now know through science and clinical experience that the symptoms of cognitive decline, dementia, and early stages of Alzheimer's disease are not only preventable, but they're actually reversible as well. And the exciting part is that we have a much clearer understanding of what the root causes are of these conditions. And it's not the amyloid plaquing in the brain like we thought it was all along. And finally, there's new technology and a new treatment approach that is allowing the symptoms of cognitive decline, dementia, and early stages of Alzheimer's disease to reverse with a success rate of over 90%.
Okay, you said so many wonderful things there. Hold on one second. Remember this, folks. Right there is the number on your screen, 303-974-1087. I almost couldn't read it. I just got a little excited by what she was saying. First of all, seating is limited. This is a free Cognitive Decline and Alzheimer's dinner event, which is Tuesday, May 28th. Okay, let's go back to these results you're talking about. You said a couple of keywords, reversible, 90% success rate. Talk about more about that.
Yeah, so we are seeing patients going back to work. They're not getting lost driving anymore. Many of our patients, and this is really, really interesting to talk about, a lot of these patients will forget things. They'll lose their keys, they'll lose their wallets, and they'll spend 2 to 3 hours at a time just trying to figure out where these things are before they're able to leave the house. And we see that totally reverse. It totally goes away and they're able to live normal lives again.
All right, so if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I could use this, someone I love could use this, who should be coming to this event?
So if you're suffering from any of the symptoms associated with any of these conditions like brain fog, memory loss, difficulty reading, writing, speaking, you're unable to perform well at your job anymore, you can't remember your grandchildren's names, I highly recommend that you give our office a call to see if you qualify for this free event. It's not something you want to miss.
Reserve your seat for the free informational dinner event and seminar called The End of Alzheimer's, Tuesday, May 28th, 6 p.m. Call 303-974-1087 to see if you qualify to attend this free informational event on reversing cognitive decline and the symptoms of early-stage Alzheimer's disease. Integrated Health Center of the Rockies paid for the segment. Keep it here.